Why on earth would you say that? Why would you dream up that there's more Barracudas made than Challengers? That makes no sense.
Well, I called Tony on it, and he said there was.
Look at our lot. He's crazy.
Are you calling Tony?
I am.
Tell him I'm hungry.
I'm sure you are. Why don't you guys go get a Philly steak sandwich
I want
together?
one.
Hey, I got a question for you. Why would you tell Doug there's more Barracudas made than Challengers? Why would you ask him from 1964 to 1974?
Well, that's when they first started making them.
But we were talking about E-bodies. You're wrong. Well, you're right, because Barracudas started in 64. If you're talking about Barracudas from 70 to 74, the E-bodies, there were many more Challengers. They're almost double.
Yeah? So?
Maybe you two ought to just start your own show together. Dung and Dunger. Ha, not really.
Get you, Barbara.
On this episode, an unexpected delivery shows Mark the devil in the details. The team tears out a chicken shed from a 58 Fury, and the Iceman bakes the network to keep the show on the air.
Back on the air. To life.
Hey, Rod.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
How was your month off?
It was 7 days. I've been here a long time. I co-founded the company with Mark. Being an executive producer kind of sounds exciting.
A Thai food restaurant, but it's in a ship, and it's split right down the middle.
But a lot of it is just managing people.
And it's called the Titanic. I haven't heard anything back on the contract itself, so I'm just writing in again. I want to put the words "pray tell" because I think that sounds kind of intelligent.
This is actually what you're sending them?
This is what I always send them, almost the exact same thing. Yeah.
Do you always write in all caps? Is your key
Because I'm
broken,
curious to know. I've actually written them 5 times so far, and they're not writing me back.
It is definitely not a good idea for Mark to send the network an email every day.
Why the face? Why the
Because-
surprised eyebrows?
Well,
Look like Count Chocula
No,
when they go up
5
like that.
Are you writing them?
Is your hair
when did
getting
you
thinner in the
first-
front?
The thing that I don't get about Mark is that he bills himself as a classic used car salesman, as he likes to put it. I'm doing air quotes for some reason. I mean, is that like a little bit excessive? Because, I mean, daily, you're not really giving him a chance to...
Well, they've written back 3 times so far, so something's working.
What have they said?
They said they're out of the office.
Those are autoresponders. Anybody who's in any kind of element of sales will tell you that if someone is desperate, that's not a good position to be in if you're selling something. They're probably legitimately out of town. Dale said it takes weeks. He says it takes about 2 weeks since the last time it airs to the, you know, historically, that's what's happened with us.
DL is our executive producer. He's the devil. And so his whole thing in the course of a day is to keep me down, beat me down, hold me down, put me down, and then once in a while he'll throw me like a nugget.
He's calling himself the Iceman. He tags out in his email, Iceman.
You ever see Omen?
Yeah.
You saw the movie, the series,
yeah.
I think there were 3 of them, right?
I just saw the first one.
You know when they shaved the kid's head, he saw the 6s?
Yeah.
That's DL.
Well, DL often has a shaved head, and I haven't seen any weird birthmarks that resemble.
Nobody has a
666.
he has a weird head. Have you ever seen the top of his head?
To have ice in your veins, I mean, that's the ideal position to be in if you're selling something. You need to be able to be like, we don't need you. We can walk away. We got other networks over here, you know, in other parts of the world that are going to buy this show. It's no big deal. Yeah, we don't need you. I mean, that's not the impression no.
I wanted to follow up and see when we will be getting our new contract, okay?
Yeah.
And what I'd like to end it with, tell me what you think of this, an exclamation point, and then question marks.
Not the Iceman.
So we have our Daytona that's already been pre-painted and all jammed. So at this point, we're ready to hang on our doors and our fenders, make sure our gaps are good. All right, Michael, hold that door up there. That'll be Michael's first time, so it's a good chance to kind of walk around, show him what we do here, on top of the fact it's a really clean car. So when he starts on it, he'll have no problem actually getting this car together and getting it ready for final paint.
Whoa, what the?
I love the car. If it was my car, it's one of the few that have come in here. It may be the only one that was a running and driving survivor car. It's only that once. So if it was my car, and it's not, I would have kept it the same. But in this circumstance, the owner wants to redo it, so we're gonna redo the car for him. You know.
Let's tighten it a little bit more.
Hold on. So before we just go in there and just slam these doors, we wanna make sure that nothing's hitting. We just kind of close it slow. Is that hitting there?
It's getting real close.
You know, anytime we hang parts, you know, we have nice tools. We have door hangers. The cars are on whirlies, so you can really have a lot of adjustment in there. So it's going to hit.
Keep going. Yeah, stop.
Okay. So that's because the top of the door is too far in. It's just a matter of taking your time and not beating the crap out of the panel. Watch what you're doing when you bolt the door on. Before you just swing the door open, make sure it's not too close to the pillar where it starts to chip paint. So it's just about putting it on panel by panel, taking your time, and just taking a step back, looking at the overall job before you do your next move. So now look at our gap now. Got plenty of room for it to clear. And then that's set good to go.
Sweet.
I don't know what you've done. You've gone crazy. Then pull that over those two studs down there. Okay. All right, so that gap's nice and consistent. I think the gaps look pretty good. And so yeah, let's grab that jack, 2x4 and a brick. We'll jack it up.
Hey everybody, come on up. I want to show you our new parts room. Alyssa's been working hard at this along with me. Into the foyer. So, this is the parts room. It's heated and air conditioned. These are all the parts that we typically stock, like from AMK, Classic Industries, OER.
Are you okay, Dad? You're breathing really hard over there.
Yeah, well, maybe if I didn't just climb to the top of the Space Needle, it would help.
So my name's Alyssa Rose. I'm Mark Warman's daughter. I have been working here for like forever. Yeah, well, maybe if you didn't put the parts room at the top of the Space Needle, it would help.
We had that we could do it. So I brought that in.
Well, I don't know how I would describe him, but I know how he would describe himself.
So, words of wisdom.
Should I call an ambulance?
It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get.
You're gonna make it all the way around the corner?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, he thinks he's Rambo, Rocky, Mel Gibson from the Lethal Weapon days, John McClane back in Die Hard.
Goodyear Polyglass E, F, and G 6015s. Over here we have more parts that we stock here. A lot of this stuff's Tony.
You guys can put anything in there.
Stuff.
Steven Seagal from whatever movie he was in, but before, you know, got fat. Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry.
That's why you're in all the parts away. Because what I don't understand is stuff sitting out.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking
why
about
are you up here? And I don't know, who does he say he looks like? What's his name? Oh God, he's a big actor. He's from Analyze This and Analyze That. You know who I'm talking? Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro.
They haven't been put away, and why is this room such a mess?
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's a process.
Okay.
You don't understand how much time this takes. It's a lot of work. Is this my dream job? No.
You ever see The Hills Have Eyes?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter, because if you don't do things right, things happen.
I'm doing it the right way. I've definitely learned a lot managing the parts department up here. Getting to work with the sheet metal and learning the parts numbers and going through the catalogs, I've learned the most about the cars being up here. Hey.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
The McAllister truck's here with Cornet.
What?
Uh-huh.
It's here now?
Yeah.
No one ever tells me anything.
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
Oh, look at that. That's great. So basically, once we just kick this part out at the door, this side's done. And Mark's gonna love that. Go ahead and we'll lower the jack down, get this door open, kick that door out, and we're done with this side. Gaps look good. That's how, you know, everything should look. Like I said, on a car that's solid to start with, everything pretty much just falls into place. So at this point, we'll move over to the other side, and I'll let you install the door and the fender. I'll help you, of course, but if you could do it without making mistakes, or does that seem?
We'll see.
So as far as I know, the Hemi Coronet is back for a few just minor fixes. that I guess could have been fixed before it left. So. I really don't know much about the Coronet. I know that it's Brett Trino's, and I know that we were like a year late to deliver it, so it's probably not a good thing that it's coming back for fixes. As sad as I am to like see it back, because I know that means problems, it's actually kind of a bittersweet feeling. That was the first car that I did metal work on. It's where I learned all my grinding and everything. So, and it's one of one, so it's hard not to love that car.
Hey, Brett. Good. How are you doing?
I know he doesn't show it, but having a car come back, he has really high expectations for the shop and, I mean, and for himself. So I know that it has to bother him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm just going 100 miles an hour in different directions. You know, the thing about Graveyard Carz is I built it up over the years to be where it is today, which is renowned as one of the top Mopar restoration shops in the country, maybe in the world. So when I have a phone call from somebody, especially a friend, where he's saying, hey, this isn't up to your standard, it has some problems. I mean, it's not easy for him to make the call. I know, I wouldn't want to make it, but in business, I want to know about it. So it's not like I'm unhappy or sad that he called me. I'm just rather depressed that it happened. It shouldn't have happened.
I'm not sure why the Coronet's back. I do know it's not body and paint related. We do perfection on this side of the shop. Over on the assembly side, you know, they can get a little sloppy from time to time. So when we go over it with Mark, I guarantee it has nothing to do with us over here, and it's all over there.
Of course, Will claims that those aren't his issues. It's never Will's fault. Will's never got anything to do with it. Walking around with his little tiara on.
We don't make mistakes in the paint shop, body shop, or the metal shop. You know, we set a very high standard out here, starting from when the car comes back from the dipper in George's department, all the way over to mine. So when I'm done with the car doing the undercoating and it's all buffed out, I roll it over there, put it on a bin pack, and I know I can walk away and there's no problems.
Oh my God. Don't get me started, okay? Like, I love Will, but he is like the princess of Graveyard Carz. Everybody thinks it's me, and I wish it was, but I'm not the one who gets the special treatment, come and go as I please. He's always taking selfies, and you know what? I'm the one that gets him his hair product. He comes to me to buy it for him. That's how much he cares. He uses special shampoo, conditioner, leave-in. I get him oil treatments. Like, good God.
What about like when you guys paint on? I don't run paint. See, producer, you're trying to get me riled up. Today's a good day. I'm not gonna let you upset me.
Look, I'm not saying it's Will's fault. I'm just saying it's kind of weird that he's got to paint every car twice. All right?
So yeah, the Coronet returned this week, and that's bad for a lot of reasons. It's an expensive car. We had it a long time. And the things that it's coming back for are the piddly little things that a person can take care of if they had more time. So that's a big black eye. We have Christine that has to be completely disassembled and inventoried. You don't just rip a car apart. First off, it's Christine, so it's evil. It's my own hypothesis there, big Stephen King fan. But on top of that, you've got to inventory every single part that came off of it, put it in the right box, and make sure that it gets delivered correctly to the correct subcontractor who's going to be doing the anodizing, the nickel plating, the chrome, the zinc, the black phosphate, all these things, because we restore cars to OEM, so it has to look OEM, original equipment manufacturing. The perfect ending to the trifecta of misery in the dark cloud is that we haven't heard from the network. So if they don't pick up and renew the next 2 seasons, that's going to be the end of Graveyard Carz. Now, I'll live. I have plenty of cars to work on. Everybody downstairs in the shop will live and be fine at Graveyard Carz. Everybody upstairs that helped make the show, what are they going to be doing, right? Then, even more real, every car that's here, we have almost 100 cars total. Now, 30 of them are disassembled and in process, and the other ones are waiting to go through. Every one of those cars, when I bid them, the price reflected that I'm going to get compensated for our television shows. So if that cuts off, that's the end of the gravy train, you might say, right? It's ain't UNICEF. You know, maybe one day UNICEF will get in the car restoration business and they'll be the folks to see, but right now it's Joe Dirt, Kevin Nealon. Christine. 1958 Plymouth Fury. This is the car I decided would be the car that would best represent this third generation 426 Hemi, groundbreaking, amazing, and quite frankly, evil engine. I found a 1958 Belvedere two-door hardtop. And so we're going to convert it to look exactly the way the movie car Christine looked in the motion picture. Like that, and like this. Boy, I'm so nice to see that this isn't all rusted. I was scared to death it would be destroyed. Go ahead and pull all that ugly carpet out of there. Back in, look at the little bee's nest. So normally speaking here at Graveyard Carz, we like to wait to the last minute, which is pretty much where we're at right now. Wait to the last minute to get the car ready for SEMA. So we don't need any real big surprises. I already know what to expect for the most part of the body once we get it disassembled.
Oh, check it out. Here we go. We're going in.
Look at this. Oh, that's house sighting.
That's not original.
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
That's custom right there.
I imagine when they designed the look of this car, they wanted it to look a little bit space age.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I feel like they used to have more fun designing cars.
They cared. That's the difference. These punk today, they don't care.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, I don't think it has to do with caring. I think it's like
making a car today.
Like, I think that our culture has changed. I think that, you know, we're just totally in a different time.
Yeah.
And money and cost and all that. Just a different time, but we don't make cars with the amount of creativity that we used to. We don't have
punk factor, so.
I don't think it has anything to do with anybody being a punk dad. I just think.
I thought for sure it did.
Oh, that's a good spot for it.
It's not a serious thing, but it's kind of fun to think of. Like, go back to the movie, right? The assembly line tech sticks his hand inside there to lean down and look and see if there was a leak, and the hood comes slamming down on it. Now, that's because Christine is a BITCH, all right? Around here, we treat her good. We treat her with respect. So I'm hoping and counting on that not being an issue.
Oh. What do you want to set right here? Yeah, there's good.
That's a big quarter panel.
That's huge.
There's two guys left on the planet that could block that quarter panel out.
You and
Carpenter from Nazareth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! What have you done?
Oh! Oh gosh!
Oh!
Oh!
So if you remember back to, it's actually that blue 69 GTX, as a matter of fact, we were talking about how things can be deceptive. I want to show you on this one how deceptive. Now this guy that I bought it from is a sweetheart of a guy. He told me, dude, you're going to be putting quarters and floors in that car.
Oh, okay.
At least a good portion of them. So it's no surprise, but it's interesting when you look at the outside at how nice that looks. I mean, at a glance, right? It looks nice.
Yeah.
But you look inside behind the carpeting and stuff, you can see all the filler.
Oh my gosh.
So when you're looking at, these are just chunks of filler that had like a mesh screen over it or under it. Somebody's put a patch over that, is my guess.
Oh, you're through.
Yeah.
You are all the way through.
So that's just mud in there. That's all that is. But that's an example of how something can look good on the outside, not so good on the inside.
Ready?
You ready?
Yep. Okay. We got the bumper off.
Oh, you do? Oh, good.
Isn't that cool?
Boy, they're so simple, aren't they?
Yes.
Boy, it's straight too, isn't it?
And it's light.
Boy, that's gonna clean up so nice. They're gonna fix that up so nice. Oh, that's beautiful. I need help getting this back glass out, Doug.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you go inside and push out on the glass in this corner once I get it started.
Oh, this is scary. You could break the glass, right?
You could. They don't make this glass, so that would not be good. Pull it down all the way around. Yep.
Do they make new glass for this?
Not the back.
Oh.
You can get a new windshield. Can't get a new back glass. Lift up on the glass.
Okay.
Just get some pressure on it. Doug, you push out up here. Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. Boy, that's heavy. Jeez.
Hey, Justin, do you believe in ghosts?
Not at all. Do you?
You don't think this little girl's possessed?
No.
You don't think she's gonna be haunting me tonight in my dreams?
No, but some of the other cars here are.
Haunting me?
No, possessed, haunted.
Why would anybody be more possessed than this one?
I don't know. You sound kind of scared right now.
I don't believe in ghosts either. But I love ghost stories. Nice.
Sweet.
2 pieces.
Yeah.
Will they separate? Look at that. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, man. Look at these fenders. They're huge. I don't know where we're going to put them.
Keep that pulled down.
Okay. You want me to push?
And then I want you, yeah, this is going to be a hard one because of the shape of it.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, it is.
And then we just want to keep a constant pressure. Got it.
Wow.
Okay. Nice. Great. You know, go to that side. These things are heavy.
You want me to go over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 25 pounds.
Right here. I got a sawhorse for us.
Right there.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thing's completely delaminated and we didn't even break it. Crazy, huh?
Oh, ho, ho.
But they kept the good stuff underneath.
Yeah. Looks like they pulled this out of a 1970s church.
Mark thinks I should buy a church.
Check out those floors. You guys seeing this?
When you looked underneath it, you really didn't see what I see now. Baling wire, corrugated barn side material, all pop riveted into place. I mean, this is butchery at its best. I mean, this is terrible.
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
So the disassembly of Christine, there's nothing too crucial at this point. Just being very, very cautious about everything you take off because they don't make anything for these cars. So I had that conversation. I worked with them for a while on the disassembly, got to a point where I could go up and make my phone call to Brett, my dreaded phone call, where I have to kind of eat crow and find out exactly what his concerns are and then share with him what I've seen also on the car since it got back. Well, the problem has been that I don't have any help out here in the QC department. So things like that can get away from you sometimes. And it just does. It is what it is, So Graveyard Carz really doesn't have a written warranty on the work that we do. I always try to do what I consider to be the right thing. So in the case of the Coronet, I think you have to show when you're in business that you're willing to go the extra mile for the customer. And I think that's why we are as busy as we are. A lot of the problems with the car are because of paint issues, and they're little, right? It's not the big picture, it's the little stuff. I've got 50 areas that need to either be buffed, wet sand buffed, touched up, or in the case of, I've also got beauty rings.
Maybe if Will helped
anybody
out.
cared.
Maybe. What are you doing?
Help out with what?
Well, I'm so glad you asked because I do have a solution for this issue, and I think that we should put Will in charge of it.
Print a label?
Did you see this thing came back?
It's not paint related, so.
Well, I think it might be. I think we should put Will in charge of it because he's only got 1 job and I've got 20. So I think that he has more room on his plate than I do.
There's no, my side of the shop's good.
I have an
Your
idea.
side of the shop just cost your side of the shop $1,800 to get the car here.
What if you did a walk around the car right before it left?
All I'm saying is somebody needs to QC this stuff.
I agree. I could not agree more. 150%. We need to have somebody over here that goes around the whole entire car, has a little checklist even, and just looks for little imperfections.
You want to do it?
I don't have time to do it.
You have plenty of time to do it.
Alyssa and I have talked about, having a QC person here. I don't have the time. There's just trying to manage the metal guys, the Bondo guys, make sure myself and my helper do a good job is a task in itself because we're constantly juggling a lot of cars. You got a parts room.
No,
that's all you
it
have.
doesn't matter. I don't want to do it. I've seen Death Wish. I don't want a bullseye on my back.
Well, I'm not.
Good.
Alyssa has the parts room, and then it starts there, and then it stops at parts room. Okay, so we can all 3 agree we need a QC person.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yep.
I'm pretty well slammed back there, but you do have the parts room, so maybe you got something you can step up and do.
I trust Will. I've trained him. He's worked with me forever. I brought him in. He was just a kid. He was still in high school. So it's hurtful when I think they didn't take the time to make sure and protect our interest as having the reputation as the best in the world.
And I'll get back to you on the car, boss.
You'll already see a hood down there, and you won't need a magnifying glass to find the spots on it. Yeah, there he is. Hey, how can I help you, Aaron? What do you want to buy today?
Usually, well, usually when I go out to find Mark, I need to borrow his credit card. Something related to our production here, and so whenever Mark sees me, he typically thinks that I'm coming for money.
That's what Aaron does. He comes down here and he says, been talking to all the guys, which means he hasn't been talking to anybody. Yeah, we need a new KP500 camera with the new super exposure lens on it.
But that's not true. I don't always approach him for money. I mean, sometimes I'm reminding him about paychecks or maybe a bill. So maybe it is about money.
How can I help you?
Well, first off, you texted me. That's why I'm down here.
I know. I texted you. I don't need to have it read back. I haven't heard back from the guys. I sent that email in.
It's been like 3 hours. 3 hours. At the very least, they're just sitting back counting the question marks in his headline and his email. I mean, or counting the exclamation points or wondering if he knows his caps lock key is on.
They're 3 hours ahead of us, so that's like 6 hours.
That's not the way that works.
It's called math.
I don't know. I mean, how can you process something like that? I mean, they're probably still processing the other emails and phone messages and whatever other things he sent. I don't know, carrier pigeons? I mean, no.
Well, it doesn't matter. My question is, I'm watching a video the other day online, right?
Yeah.
This little kid, well, he's a grown man, but he looks like a kid, right? So is that a little person?
Yeah, I think so.
He's making millions on a YouTube channel. I think they're making a shoe after him. All right, so have you had a shoe made after you? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. This guy's making millions of dollars and he's running a YouTube channel. So I get thinking, well, I've spent millions of dollars making a TV show. Why can't we have our own massive, major YouTube channel?
We do have a YouTube. One of our other executive producers, DL, he manages the YouTube page, does a great job of it, and has been really doing a lot to promote it lately, and it's been growing really dramatically. Apparently, Mark doesn't know that.
Let's say we get canceled or they don't pick up our new contract, which is very, very likely since they are not responding to any of my pleas.
Not really that likely, but okay.
Well, it's very likely when you look at last season. I'm not going to pick on anybody that's not why I'm here.
Okay. Mark is what we would call a classic flip-flopper. He will love an episode until suddenly people on Twitter or Facebook don't like that episode, and then he hates it and it was garbage and everyone is crap and everyone should just be fired and we should start over.
You got, what, 11 clowns up there right now, including Louis Anderson, the great big fat?
If for some reason it's the other way around, like we could show him an episode and he'll come back and say, this is the worst episode ever, it was garbage, but then we have good ratings or a really good response on social media, and suddenly, oh yeah, that was fantastic, I did great in that episode. Mercurial, I think would be the right word.
So, how many of those guys could we lose and we go to a YouTube channel, get the YouTube channel to make me some money that offsets those wages, and next thing you know, I'm making cash. Bunsen burners. Nice little earners.
Well, we would need all of the same people to do the show.
Why?
Mark has never fully quite grasped what it takes to make a TV show because we made a TV show early on with very, very little. And it worked because we were really, really dedicated. We put in a lot of time. And more importantly, we took a lot of time to make the number of episodes we made because it requires. We got 2 camera operators, we got a sound guy, but as production kind of ramped up and we had to make more episodes in less time, still need to edit it. So you need your editors and your mixers and your colorists.
You know what the word redundancies means?
I've heard the term. Well, there's this old saying in production that you can either have it fast, cheap, or good, pick any 2. Well, Mark kind of demands all 3.
I'm trying to avoid that train wreck. And the way I avoid that train wreck is with you. Why? Because we're equals.
Those are the greater than symbols, but you could do that.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but if they don't pick up the contract, there will be redundancies. Now, I need you to keep that to yourself because...
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want you upstairs scaring everybody. Okay.
Hey, Steve. Yeah. Do you know what redundancies are? Redundancies? Hey, Aaron?
Yeah.
Are we getting laid off?
No. Why? Why would you think that?
We heard that there were redundancies in the production department, and well...
Who told you there were going to be redundancies?
What?
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
So we'll have to put it on the hoist to get the pitman arm loose.
Yeah. Should we raise it up?
Yeah. Going up. Right there?
Yeah, I think that's good. Got your impact?
Yeah.
There we go.
Piece of cake, right? We call that a pickle fork. There we go. I got it.
You got it?
Yep. Oh, man, look at that. This car's falling apart.
There we go.
So we can lower back down now, huh?
Cool.
Out or in?
I don't know.
I think we're stuck.
Hey.
It's bleeding.
Caught on a brake line. There we go. Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
There we go. It's spurting. Got it?
Yep.
Gory tear apart for a gory book.
I guess we can get our dash out now, huh?
Yeah, we can.
Lower it down, roll it out, pull the dash.
You're sure we're not getting laid off? I just had a totally 3 months ago.
Mark was very careful to have me swear that I would not reveal his concerns about redundancies. Unfortunately, he did not swear everyone to secrecy.
I just got married 4 months ago.
You guys are fine. You guys are absolutely fine. I reassured them as much as I possibly could, but nonetheless, I texted Mark. He'll be upstairs in a second, and they can hear from him.
The audio guy.
There's nothing to be worried about.
I call him Little Tiny Dancer.
And hopefully you'll hear it from the horse's mouth here.
I call him a Little Tiny Dancer, the audio guy.
I'm sure he appreciates
He's like
that.
5 foot nothing, 100 nothing. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Okay.
How can I help you guys? How can I help you realize your future? That's one of the things I do if you've read the motivational posters.
We have, yeah. And actually on that note, that's kind of what this is about. These guys need to hear from you that they're not going to be made, quote, redundant.
Why would they think something like that? Somebody say something about redundancies? He said, you, Judas? Yeah. Surprise, surprise, it's 4 eyes. So you were out. Information is knowledge, okay? So next time you hear something that I say is between me and somebody else, it doesn't mean you get to go share it with your friends. So, will be a redundancy. Why am I here?
For that, to tell these guys that they're not going to be laid off.
You're not going to be...
I don't know if the other guys notice it as much, but he's gotten to this point where he just sort of works things into his normal conversation to where maybe, I don't know, 70, 75% of what he says is actually a lift from a TV show or a movie.
You're not going to lose your job, okay? You're not going to lose your job. You know, you're not going to lose your job. So, celebrate.
The Office, BBC. And
good times, come on.
You're absolutely sure of this?
Guaranteed. Because I just got word back from the network and we got the contract coming.
Yeah, we heard that a little bit earlier.
You can't hear that, or I just got the email literally 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that from? Where'd you?
I told them, Mark.
Is that him? Oh, shh.
I don't know why Mark hates DL. He's always hated DL.
See, that's the problem. This is the kind of good news that I should be able to share with people, not bad news, not about redundancies, you know?
DL does a lot. I mean, he wears a lot of hats. He's an executive producer. He does color and mix and edits and directs, he does a million things around here, and he works long hours, and maybe that's it. Maybe he works a lot, therefore Mark pays him a lot, and anytime Mark has to pay someone money, he hates that person.
See, that's why I don't like him, okay?
Or it could just be that he likes to insult them.
Not the fact that the back of his neck looks like a package of hot dogs stacked up.
So yeah, we're pretty assured that no layoffs.
Good enough.
You still on there, Deal?
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
The genie says, I thought you wanted a 10-inch pianist. You know, the play on words. That's good. Will, you know the genie joke?
I'm aware.
You guys, did you hang the fenders and doors?
Yep.
Mark.
Me and Will.
Nice to meet you. Mark Worm, Graveyard Carz. First car?
Nope.
What do you think so far?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah? I'll give you the tour a little bit later. Got a greenhorn here, working with the greenhorn. First day. George, have you met the new guy? George? Michael, George, Adam? This is Steve. Oh, you've already met George. Yeah. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, do you remember when you told me to hire him 3 months ago?
We sing about beauty.
God,
and we sing about truth.
It doesn't matter. Complete waste.
You're on the cover of the road.
Welcome to hell.
Michael, 4:30.
There is no tour. Michael, don't. You just keep doing a good job, and that's fine.
The unburied dead are coming back to life.
So when I left off on Christine, we were just finishing the disassembly of the body. Everything is disassembled, inventoried. We know what's going to have to go up and get anodized, what's going to have to get polished, what gets chrome, what gets yellow phosphate, zinc, chromate, and all that stuff. Those are all the pieces and the parts. Yeah, this grill's kind of cool. At a glance, it looks really nice, but if you look carefully, you can see that there's some bends, some tweaks, some rub marks in it. This lower one here, on the face of it, doesn't look too bad. But when you roll it over, you can see when they get smashed together and spread back out, they start looking like this. But I should be able to get these out, and then I can dolly and hammer it until this is all straight the way it's supposed to be. Then I'll send it up and I'll have it stripped and I'll have it re-anodized, and it'll look like brand new again. And these are getting hard to find. They're getting good money for them when you do.
I think we're ready to lift.
Ready to lift?
Ready for liftoff.
All right, let's see it. For me, one of the most exciting elements of this restoration is this is the first non-unibody Mopar I've worked on. You can't take a body off of a frame, although you see that written a lot in articles and frame off restoration on a 70 Charger. Well, that would be quite a trick since it doesn't have a frame.
Ooh, it's coming on,
look at that.
Guys.
We're free.
Okay.
First time in,
That's cool. We've never seen that before. I haven't.
60
Have you?
years? All in all, really, I'm just anxious to see what condition the frame is in. We already know what condition the body's in. Now, where are we at with that frame?
Oh, I wonder if it's going to be easier to work on this.
My job can be a little bit easier right now. I'm not just held up in one area. The body guys can be working on the body parts. Doug and I can be working on getting the engine installed, getting it plumbed out, getting the brakes and all those things on it.
How awesome is it going to be to build out that whole Hemi right on here?
Beautiful.
You can access everything.
For the most part, I think it's going to be a little bit easier process for us. More parts and pieces, but easier to work on. The frame is in really nice shape. The body's what I expected exactly. I got to get on the phone and see who's making what and get some metal coming for it. We'll get this moved outside and we'll start setting up for the dipper. What I learned with the return of the Coronet is that things can happen to anybody. I run around here thinking I'm doing all these different things, and I'm trying, but by getting pulled away in the middle of something, that's how mistakes happen. I learned that I need help. That's just a fact, and it's okay to say that, right? I need help in that shop. I need somebody to help me QC. You notice that George is moving like incredibly slow right now, like ridiculously slow? Like he spent 3 days putting a door on a car. I should not have a car of any car, no client, but let alone a 7-figure car, travel 1,000 miles down to Las Vegas and then have to turn around and come back on my dime because I didn't have, I guess, at the time, the knowledge that I do now, that I need help and can't do it by myself. I need more people like you. If I had more people like my buddy Will, I'd be rich man right now. Rich.
You've never said that.
Huh?
You've never said that.
Well, maybe I didn't say it to your face, but I say it behind your back, and that's what counts.
What do you need?
I don't need anything. I don't need anything at all, my friend.
Do you know how hard it is to get a compliment out of you?
Dude, I do that because I'm trying to build you up constantly.
It's been 25 years of beating you down. Oh, this is the moment you start building me up?
I just wanted to stop by and say hi. I'm sorry.
Hey,
No problem.
It's good seeing you.
As yours. Good seeing you. Hey, no. Yeah. Quick question for you. On a serious note, I do need some help in the shop with QC, right? You would agree with that, right? Things like Torino's car coming back. And so because it was your idea, I've decided I'm going to offer you the job. This is a golden opportunity because you're right next to the Iceman at that point, right? There's like the Iceman's up here. So he's like El Jefe, right? You got to agree. Yeah.
Well, it's your shop, so.
Right, I own it, right? Right. You are going to be my assistant. And that is power.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna pass. Thank you very much for thinking of me. But it's funny you bring this up because Alyssa was really interested in doing more around here. So, you know, it's awesome Mark offered the job to me, but you know, anytime he offers stuff like this to me, I just suggest Alyssa does it because I just don't have the time.
I wish that I could help you, Dad, but I really am swamped.
I have a feeling
super
you
busy.
can't.
Seriously, you have me doing, you have me doing coffee, which is kind of ridiculous at this point. Like, we need to hire somebody for that, or we shouldn't even have a coffee spot here. Like,
well, I do better with
why?
coffee.
Okay, I'm HR. I'm your personal assistant,
human resources,
and slave. Like, I just
I
don't know what
if
else
I say all
do you
that.
need.
Yeah,
I do everything. I run errands. I mean.
As what Alyssa forgets and doesn't realize, this is all payback for what she did to me in Vegas with the magic hat crap she did. I just deflect all that onto her. So this is complete payback for everything that she's done to me.
I am building you into a machine, a working machine that cannot be stopped.
So that's why she's our parts girl, our research girl, our coffee girl, and about to be our QC girl.
Well, I guess I'll do it. If I'm gonna manage and be, wait, is it the same thing?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Do I get to fire people?
No. Can't fire anybody.
Then I need an office.
You're in it, right here.
Oh, so this?
I now bequeath this.
Well, I mean.
Well, it's air conditioned, well lit,
It's bigger than
HED,
yours.
LED lighting.
You got like a little closet down there.
Yeah,
You really
well,
should.
it's actually.
So I'll take this. This sounds good. This is great.
Okay. You know, of all the people that work under this roof right now, I think Alyssa is my best candidate to do the QC. She knows my brain. She knows what I expect. She's been with me her whole life. I think she will grow in that position, and it'll be a great help to me as time goes on. And at the end of the day, if she doesn't, I'll drop her like a bad habit. You know, Apollo Creed, Rocky 1. You know, biblically speaking, you're my seed.
Well.
So.
All right.
So you know, the 58 Fury are our Christine. Everybody's got a Christine. I was a little apprehensive from the. This is stupid to even admit, but like the superstitious standpoint. I don't know if like all of a sudden this is some hitchhiker from Christine the original that's going to cause problems. I don't want to die in a 58 Plymouth. But at the end of the day, and now the car's disassembled, I see it's just like every other car. Happy to announce that I can check superstitious off my list of quirks.